Griggs go like that. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, John.
Here.
Dale.
Here.
Mark.
Here.
Sean is absent today and Troy is here. Are there any additions or corrections to the agenda?
The only correction that was made from last night is Lindsay Bauer will be here to discuss the FSA growers meeting.
Meeting minutes from December 20th.
Do you want a motion to approve the agenda?
Oh, motion to approve the agenda is presented.
I'll move. I'll second.
Moved by Dale, seconded by Mark to approve the agenda as presented. Is there any discussion? Any discussion? Any further discussion? Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Okay, now we can go over the December 20th minutes. A full quorum is 3.
Oh,
You guys wanted everyone here,
Yeah.
so we're not gonna do it today either.
Well, I wouldn't think so. No. If we want to be consistent or not. Yeah.
Okay.
full commission.
To table the issue until all commissioners could be present.
That's one right.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes. And dispense with the reading.
Been moved by Mark to approve the minutes as amended and dispense with the reading. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Dale. Is there any discussion? Any discussion? Any further discussion? Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Special meeting on December 31st.
Move to approve the December 31st meeting minutes and dispense with the reading.
Been moved by Dale to approve the December 31st special meeting minutes and dispense with the reading. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Mark. Is there any discussion? Any discussion? Any further discussion? Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Election of officers, is that what that means?
Mm-hmm.
Can we correct
Um,
the spelling on meeting minutes?
Yep.
Where?
Peterson, we don't like the T at all.
Oh. Sometimes it's
Peterson's
D,
double the T.
sometimes it's T.
3 times I see it.
Oh, on that one. Okay. You got it.
No, it's 3 times on that page, but it's right once.
I don't think that's something we gotta correct them in, I mean, as far as reading.
I think this is where I take over and,
Yep.
okay, so I ask for nominations for chairman.
I nominate Troy.
I'll second that.
Does anybody else want to do that? I mean, it doesn't have to be me forever.
No, you do
Well, it's
fine.
not gonna be forever, but. I mean, I don't care.
We don't want to be fair, that's why we're making you do it.
Yeah.
Do you want to do chairman and vice chairman in one? Last year you did it all in one motion.
I nominate Sean as vice chairman.
I'll second that motion.
What's the motion?
Motion by Uranus to nominate Chairman Olson for Commissioner Olson for chairman and Commissioner Steffen for vice chairman. Seconded by Wakefield.
Right, well, somebody else, you don't have to have a motion to nominate somebody.
That's right.
The motion will be to
Cast it.
nominations cease and cast a unanimous ballot will be the motion.
Yep, I'll do that.
I'll have to vote to the nomination cease or Dale will, because you made the motion.
Okay.
Yeah.
No. There's only one motion on the table.
Yeah.
What's the motion on the table?
Last year it said motion by blank to nominate chairman, Commissioner Olson for chairman and Commissioner, and it was Uranus for vice chairman, seconded by Wakefield. Motion by blank to cease nomination, seconded by Wakefield and called 3 times for discussion with roll call vote. So it's 2 motions in one.
It can be only one motion though. It can
Yeah.
be, you can move nominations cease and then cast a unanimous ballot all in one motion and just vote on the whole motion.
Let's let some stuff die and start over.
You don't have to have a motion to nominate.
Okay.
No.
Oh, we got a motion on the table now.
For nomination cease and cast a unanimous ballot for.
That was Mark's motion,
Motion by Uranus to cease.
so you just need a second.
Are we all squared away now?
Read it back to me.
Okay. Motion by Uranus to cease nominations and cast unanimous ballot, seconded by blank and called 3 times for discussion with roll call vote. I'm waiting for a second.
I'll second that motion.
Perfect.
See, when you take control, you gotta take firm control. You can't be letting us get back in there.
Usually you move to cease nomination,
Nominations. yeah.
not nomination cease.
Okay.
It's the other way
Yeah.
around.
Okay. Cease nomination.
Right.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Any discussion? Any discussion? Any further discussion? With none, we'll proceed to vote. All in favor, John?
Aye.
Dale?
Aye.
Mark?
Aye.
Troy?
Aye. Motion carried.
Motion carried.
I got the gavel back now?
No, it's your turn.
Okay.
I feel lucky.
You wanna leave these committee appointments the same?
Yeah, I'd like to.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, we'll do that.
Do you want to make a motion for that?
No, you
today?
don't need to.
Okay.
I have authority to
You got it.
appoint.
Complaint. There, that was painless.
Okay.
Hmm.
We're on bills. There are some dues.
I saw that.
North Dakota County Commission Association.
Mm.
Yeah,
Out. We've never done that one before, have we?
Nope,
Mhm.
nope.
No,
So
We
the,
belong to the Association of Counties, but not the Commission.
Which I don't like that one either.
so DNA Mobilities, for the IT contract, that's your yearly contract with him. GovernSoft, that's the yearly payment for them. MOCIC is the sheriff's dues, North Dakota Commissioners Association. NDACO, there's 2 dues there.
The sheriff's, is that in his budget?
I,
yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
everybody had their own dues in their budget. The reason that the balances over on the side are going negative is just because we're into a new year and I don't have budgets in there yet because we haven't closed books for the year yet. So-
So we got the North Dakota County Commission Association dues, what's the next one?
Then you're on to NDACO, then there's 2 dues there,
Where's that?
right under that one.
I have a little trouble with the North Dakota Association of Counties
So-
pays our dues to the National Association.
I know.
That just burns my ass.
Well, that's why I think we should just bail out of the North Dakota Association of Counties. Because they're not looking out for our best interests. If we don't want to be in the national, why are they putting us in there? You know why they're putting us in there, because they preach unity, you know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But,
If we can't make our own decisions.
well, of course we can't.
Yeah.
The only way we can make our own decisions is to make the decision not to let them make our decisions by getting rid of them. But if we.
They'd
if we
do it
don't-
anyway.
Huh?
They'd do it anyway. But we take advantage of training out there and stuff for the office holders. We need to have them around at some level. We don't need to belong to the County Commissioners Association. I've never been to a meeting, but
No, but the Association of Counties pays our dues for the National Association of Counties.
I don't know if we can't control that.
We should be able to.
Even if we didn't have anything to do with the Association of Counties, we're not levying for it. That's all I care.
I believe if we didn't pay the Association of Counties dues, that they would still put us in there too.
Yeah, they have us, I went out there once.
Yeah.
They have us listed, you know, we can go to their meetings and that sort of thing.
Yeah, we pay for it. We pay the dues for the county.
Oh,
You know, but my theory, there shouldn't be an auditors association dues and a treasurers association dues and a sheriff's.
absolutely,
And this $1,650 one is just the commissioners.
yeah,
We've never
No.
paid it.
yeah,
We've never paid it.
no.
And we
it's-
don't pay the association to the National Association.
Yeah,
And then, so the North Dakota's paying our dues.
yeah, I don't know if we're getting $1,600 worth of.
No, the Association of Counties is $4,500, correct, or $5,400.
The Association of Counties is $5,551 for county dues. That $450 that's in there, that's the National Association dues
Where?
in here.
Oh, so we are paying it?
Well, you haven't paid it yet.
No.
No,
Oh,
no, it always comes before you guys though.
where's it at?
In that Association of Counties, that 450.
Oh,
Yeah.
general dues, you hid it from us.
No, I told you right now. Not hiding anything.
Okay.
Well, the reverse of hiding is highlighting.
I
That's what we want.
yeah, I highlighted it on my page because it didn't get highlighted in yours. So then I was like, okay, I got to go through this to make sure I
What page
get.
are the general
all the
dues
dues.
on?
Page 6, right on
Page
the
6
bottom
at
there.
bottom.
It's number 2.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So,
And the Association of Counties, in my view, has made so many decisions that are contrary to the citizens of Griggs County that I don't believe it's worth being a member of. I mean, that whole 911, all that tax thing, and you know, they pushed through and that. And I don't like it. It's hard to be autonomous when you're beholden to a bigger power that doesn't believe the same thing that I believe. But that's just me.
It's driven a lot by the cities, the big cities.
it's driven a lot by the nature of a bureaucracy.
Yeah, they go and lobby the legislature on the county's behalf allegedly,
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's self-serving for their own perpetual
yep.
existence.
No, they're swamp creatures, just like the bureaucrats. They want more of it.
Mhm.
I got a sign hanging on my bar that says "Don't feed the swamp creatures,"
Yeah.
or I should have.
So you want to take out the
No, I'm
County
just
commissioners?
I'm just making.
and the National Association dues?
The North Dakota County Commissioner Association I want out, and the National Association I want in.
Okay. Anything else?
Where's the National Association?
That's that 450 that's
50
not
above.
highlighted.
In the NDCO, the number 2,
Yep.
that one.
So what do we get? What do we get from the Association of Counties?
I think we have to pay the dues for the Association of Counties for any of us to,
But aren't like the Auditors Association, isn't that a separate?
I think it's all in one. I think the county's gotta be part before the individual departments can be part.
That I'm not sure. I think you're probably right, but I'm not 100% sure. By statute, actually, you guys are supposed to be taking some training through the Association of Counties.
We know.
I don't know what happens if you don't, but
Well, we did
You
take
could
the
turn
training.
us in and the governor could remove us.
yeah, I'm not gonna.
We
do
did
that.
take the initial training.
I did, yeah.
So did I.
Oh, okay.
No, we took the training that was required. I don't.
And
think
and we could keep doing that. It's pretty simple. They have DVDs. You
Yeah,
just-
it's all interactive stuff.
Well, they mail you out the DVDs
Yeah.
and you watch them. I did it in 2013. I think I'm still up to date. I bet you we've read more statute than most county commissioners in the state of North Dakota.
I would agree with that.
I bet John's read more than all of them put together. But there's some other things that, right or wrong, go through there, right?
Yeah, I mean, so, well, for instance, for me, I don't know what the rest of
I mean, the elected officials all have some kind of training
right. We
opportunities through there.
we all have the elected officials. All have associations. Actually, every office has an association, even if you're not an elected official. But for me, we go to the State's Attorneys Association. That's where I get my CLEs. I don't even go to any other CLEs other than the State's Attorneys training anymore. And then of course there's a network for me to be able to contact Burst about questions. But they provide. The association provides that WSI insurance stuff for the big group plans, so our WSI insurance is cheaper. They contract with a guy that updates the employee manuals. And pretty much if there's a concern, it can be voiced with the counties to
Right.
the association. They'll take care of it. But there's a pile of services, and I couldn't even tell you all the services that they provide. But there are a bunch of services that are provided to the counties.
My biggest beef is I don't think there should be 14 different due structures. I mean, the Association of Counties should be the Association of Counties.
Right, one due for the entire county.
But
Well, and I don't disagree with that, because I pay, or not, I don't, but the counties pay for me here and they pay for me up there. But then every office, So like the state's attorney's office in Grand Forks County, I think they have 14 state's attorneys, so they pay $300 a state for every person into the Association of Counties.
Who?
Like Grand Forks County, I think they have 14 assistant state's attorneys,
Really?
14 people in office, or 14 attorneys in office. I think that's what they're at. So they pay $300 for everybody.
If you wanna find out what they do, just don't pay it, they'll come and tell you.
I think we got information for you guys one year because you said.
Yeah, I know we have, but I can't.
Maybe they'll come and give us a informational / shakedown speech. Up to you guys, I voted against it every year, so it doesn't make, my position hasn't changed.
So Taylor, did you make a motion to that then?
No, not for that one.
Oh,
You're just mad at the other one.
You know,
for the national.
yeah, the one that they pay on our behalf,
Yeah,
because we don't know what's good for us.
yeah.
Well, I'm on the board for the association. Actually, the reason that they pay it is if you don't pay it, if it's not paid, they lose representation on the National Association of Counties. So because every other county pays it, and I think they lose one person on the association, the National Association, if not everybody pays. I think that's what it is. So that's why they pay it. It's not because they want to force you to pay it, but actually lose representation with the National Association of Counties if it's not paid.
The 450.
How many people do they have on there? I mean,
I think it's 2, and I think they lose one if if it's not paid.
And you lose one complimentary ticket to the Gala Ball.
that's insane.
But I think that's it. I'm not 100% sure of what it is that they lose. I think it's one seat of representation out there. If not everybody participates.
That's
and
what I
pays
was
it.
told is that one person then we lose that one representation, but I don't know what else, but I know that it's.
So that's why it's paid. It's not paid to say, hey, screw you, Griggs County, we're going to pay. It's because they lose that position if it's not paid.
That doesn't fit square in my head either, Jamie. I
Of what
can't.
value is that position?
And I'm not sure. That's one thing I don't know what is done on with the National Association of Counties. I don't know. Well, Charlotte Sandvik could come and speak about that because she was a representative out there, but I don't know what it is. I really don't know what benefit is derived from that. I've never really participated in any of that.
Anything else on the bills, guys?
Is Travis gonna offer us a discount for paying his entire contract up front?
Yeah, I was wondering that.
I can ask him.
Yeah.
Done that. It's like that every year, isn't it?
Yeah.
So the discount must be in there.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure it is.
We can find out too, pay half of it, see if there's a penalty.
Do you ever bid that position, or is it just once your claws are in here, we're stuck with them?
No, we checked other places.
Yeah, we never made a real formal attempt at it.
Yeah, but they were quite a bit more money, I think, if I remember correctly.
But we did have, that we never acted on here, remember 2 years ago, we had an offer for a presentation for the people that Travis used to work for. And we never acted on it.
Who was that?
I don't know, whoever he worked for before he went out on his own. And they contacted us, remember?
I've gotten contacted from a lot
Yeah.
of those people.
Oh, okay.
But it was his partners or the group that he worked for previously.
I moved approve the bills with the exception of North Dakota County Commissioners Association for $16.50 and general dues for the amount of $4.50.
Been moved by Dale to approve the bills minus the $16.50 for the County Commissioners Association and $450 for the National Association of Counties dues. Is there a second to the motion?
I'll second it.
Seconded by Mark. Is there any discussion? Any discussion? Any further discussion? Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote. John?
No.
Dale?
All right.
Mark?
Aye.
Troy votes aye. Motion carries. There's a resolution on page 10 for authorization to pay bills.
Can I add something in there?
No.
Because we didn't get books closed for the year yet, we don't have the schools and townships and stuff like that in your bills this month, but we do need those paid out by the 10th. Can we get those added to this so that we're able to pay those entities out before the 10th this month, and all the other months they come to you as the regular bills?
Well, it'd probably have to be a separate motion because this is a blanket resolution.
For the year.
For the year. I think. You can ask Jamie then.
The entities, outside entities like the schools and townships and stuff like that, they didn't get paid out at this meeting because we haven't closed books yet for the year. So how are we able to get those paid out before the 10th without having a special meeting? Can I add it into this bill resolution that they sign every year, that they're able to pay, they're able to pay postage, envelopes, freight?
I think it should be a separate motion.
Separate motion.
I think so.
However you guys would like to do it, we just asked for.
What are you, I mean, can you quantify it?
An amount?
Any taxes that came in
Yeah.
then would be paid out right away.
Yep.
And we just didn't have those numbers for you because this meeting was.
To what entities?
It would be the schools, townships, cities, schools, townships, like water resource
Okay,
district.
so political entities. would
Yeah.
count.
So
All
what
the
you're
ta-
looking to do, you're looking to distribute their tax revenue from 2019
That they
before the
paid
first
for the
year in.
Correct.
Well, you should know what that number
You don't.
is.
We just didn't have them in
You
here.
guys normally have to okay that because that's
It's
minimal.
normally presented as a bill, but what she's saying is it didn't get done for the year end.
Right.
And now the deadline's gonna pass before we have the next meeting, so she was looking for a blanket authority to take care of it without
Right,
us
right.
approving it.
But I don't even understand why you guys would have to approve that because it's not a bill. That's just the
Those aren't our funds.
right. That's just a
The,
distribution
tre-
of tax.
the treasurer collects them for somebody else. They're not county funds.
So I don't know why you guys would even have to okay that. To be honest with you.
I guess just because we always have.
Yeah.
It's always been a practice for the last 4
Right.
years.
Let's deal with this resolution first.
I'll make a motion to adopt the resolution as written.
It's been moved by Mark to adopt the resolution for 2020 for authority for the auditor to pay bills. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Dale. Is there any discussion? Any discussion? Any further discussion? Seeing none, proceed to vote. John?
Aye.
Dale?
All right.
Mark?
Aye.
Troy votes aye. Motion carries. So, what you're asking for is authority for the county to meet its obligations to the taxing entities within the county before the 10th of January.
Correct.
Does that make sense?
And you know those because all those mills are set out separate, so.
It's any tax money that we got in for the month of December. Those
Right,
would
right,
get
but
paid
that's
out.
all divided out already. I mean, there should be nothing that's a surprise. It's, if someone pays their taxes, it's already divided up.
Mhm. We just haven't put it into their account, so then that's what we do at these meetings or whatever.
I'm not sure you even need to make an official action if you guys want to. I mean, if you guys want to see it before you okay it, then I guess you'll have to call a special meeting. But I don't see any reason to really need to do that. I mean, it's just a distribution of the funds. What do other auditors do? I never even knew that was done. I would guess that no one else does that.
I guess I've just been doing it since I started. I didn't know. We didn't have to.
I thought it just happened.
Yeah, that was
No,
always
it's
my
always been
assumption.
Right. Because there's a voucher for each one of those
Mhm.
entities.
Yeah, they just get paid separate because some of them are direct deposits. So then we don't actually do a check, but then it's got to come out of like Dakota programs. We have in there, so.
But that's not really the county's money to spend. It's just distribute. I mean, that's really it.
We couldn't say we're not gonna.
Right. It's
distribute it.
it's an escrow account really that it just. So I don't really think that anything needs to be done for that.
Follow century code.
Oh, okay, hang on.
Huh? Oh,
Instruct the Griggs County Auditor to distribute revenue collected to date due the Griggs County taxing authorities. Make sense?
Say it one more time.
Instruct the Griggs County Auditor to distribute revenue collected to date due the Griggs County taxing authorities.
Two taxing districts. Did you make it or not?
No, I just put a note there for refinement. That's all right?
Sound good?
Okay, I make a motion to instruct the Griggs County Auditor to distribute revenue collected to date due the Griggs County taxing authorities.
Do we have to vote on the other one or because it's been seconded?
we already voted on the resolution.
Okay.
It's been moved by John to
And the due is
Got it.
approve the auditor to pay the taxing entities to date for the taxes the treasurer's collected. Something like that.
yeah.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Dale. Is there any discussion? Is there any discussion? Is there any further discussion? Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote. John?
Aye.
Dale? Mark? Troy votes aye. Motion carried. Monthly office reports. Wes, is that minivan still sitting out along Highway 200?
Nope, Jerry got it.
How come it sat there for so long?
We didn't know whose it was. Jerry was called right away to get it, and then he never went out and got it.
Oh. Because it
called
had
me
some
about it.
stickers on it from some hotels or, huh?
Days in. I went out there and checked it out. There's no plates or nothing on
Really?
it. Yeah.
I didn't notice that part. I just noticed it was there. We went over to Carrington 2 weeks apart, and it was still sitting there.
What do you have to do with something like that?
Usually after 48 hours, the state patrol will tow it, but they're not around here, so.
I thought there was a new state patrolman in Finley. Oh, that's a game warden
Game
one.
dish.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, when I got the call from Jerry saying he was gonna go get it, and then I don't know what happened, so I wasn't gonna, without knowing who the owner was, I wasn't gonna tow it and then us eat the fees on that.
Must have a VIN number on it. The game.
Oh yeah, I just didn't get down there. It was buried pretty good.
But it's out of there now?
It's out. We got another one though. Another stolen vehicle. Well, that one's not stolen, but we have a stolen vehicle now in the ditch just north of Tennyson's.
Oh.
Really?
But that owner's been contacted and he's gonna come down and get it.
It's not a local.
It's out of Minot. The guy was going from Minot to Devil's Lake and somehow ended up
Oh,
a mile north.
he took a
half
wrong
mile
turn
east.
a long time
Yeah, he
ago.
went in the ditch. He hit Simonson's driveway approach and went in the ditch.
Questions on the office reports? Whacker, you made the office reports.
I did. Oh, they want a, where I was served at, a signature.
Hmm?
They want proof that I was served it. Here.
I sent him the paperwork, so.
You sent it to them?
Yeah.
Okay, they had to do that, that's fine.
Yeah.
The insurance company wanted it.
Yeah, I sent it to him.
Okay.
Move to approve the office reports as presented.
Been moved by Dale to approve the office reports as presented. Is there a second to the motion?
I'll second.
Seconded by Mark. Is there any discussion? Any discussion? Any further discussion? Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Wes.
So I was instructed to get bids. First I went over to Christians to see what vehicles they can work on there, like do the warranty work and everything, and they said that they can't do anything other than Dodge. But they will drive a vehicle to Finley to get warranty work done on that, but they won't drive it to their other dealership in Crookston. So I did call Chevrolet.
Crookston's Ford.
Yep. So I called Chevy. Well, at first I called Gateway and they never got back to me. So then I called Valley City, and the Tahoe, they're not making it this year, this package. So because they're doing a mid-year model change. And then I called Devil's Lake up in our Chrysler Center, and that's where that bid for 28,244 came in for the Dodge. And I noticed that the Christians was 29 something. What I was told on that is that's a Chrysler price. So the reason why it's lower is because the incentives went up for the month. So Christians is matching that because it's a Chrysler price. It's not a dealer price. And then I was told to look at it as, the price is $28,244. If the incentives go up, which means the price would go down, by the time it's delivered, the price will go down. If the incentives are less, meaning the price would go up, the price would not change, and it would be the $28,244. So, he said it's $28,244 or less, and Christians can do that. I did look at a Dodge Ram, 29103. With Christians not being able to do the work on a Ford, I didn't look at Fords because it's not cost effective to lose 2 people to drive to Valley City or pay overtime for that. So.
So you got prices for pickups or Durangos?
Yep. But I'm still gonna recommend that we go with the Durango that I prematurely ordered for at the 28,244.
The first one,
Yeah.
29,192.
No,
Yeah, but that Christians is matching that, so the
I
price
see.
changed on that.
So where's the old one?
That's the 29. Oh, I don't think I put it in this packet.
I did.
Oh, you did?
I
Yeah.
put in the stuff that was presented at the last meeting.
Oh, okay. So the original price for that Durango that was ordered was 29,192.
If you flip the page and then flip it again, it's on the back side.
So if the incentives change again, the price could be less than that by the time it's delivered, which is not here.
No, I mean, what's going in, what's getting traded in?
Oh,
nothing.
the
Yeah.
so the great Dodge is the one that we'll be getting rid of, the 06.
But that doesn't show a trade on anything. He didn't trade it in. We can do whatever we wanna do with it. If we
We can
decide
put it-
we wanna trade it in, we can do that.
Yeah, we can trade it in or we can bid it.
Or we can set it out on bids, or we can send it to the road.
So you're getting rid of the one that has the least miles on it?
No, no,
Most miles.
180,
The gray, the gray
the
one.
gray one.
Oh, I thought you said the red one.
No,
No.
Cause that one's only got 80,000 on
Yeah.
it.
yeah, and actually the Ford in that packet for the one, that is wrong. Shane was out of town, so he couldn't give me his mileage. It is up around like 147,000 miles now.
He's driving that SUV.
Yep. So that mileage that was there before is from last time I had that mileage.
The sheriff's report is in 2 spots. Kind of. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's up around 147,000.
Did we have a Durango before?
Shell Services got a Durango, but no, we have never had a Durango. They've had a Blazer, Tahoe that Holverson drives around in. That used to be ours.
Oh, that white one. That's why it's got that spotlight sticking out of it.
Long before my time, of course, but. Just think, also with the Durango, my personal and almost 9 years experience in law enforcement, having the equipment in the back of a hatchback instead of out in the pickup, it's like thousands of dollars with the AD and all that stuff. I'd rather have it dust free and climate controlled instead of hanging back there.
Stays dry.
Yeah.
Advantage, I think, over a Durango over a pickup at this point would be mileage also.
It's got the 8-speed automatic in it.
I don't think they get great mileage, do they?
Yeah, I think
It's
better than
20.
a
I think
pickup.
it's up around 20 something, I
better?
think, yeah.
You know,
I can't remember. Larry showed me.
I just remember one time when I was managing Cheyenne Valley, I bought a S15 with a 5-speed in it, and the whole time I had it, I was wishing I would have bought a half-ton pickup because the mileage was very
Oh,
much
the same?
different. And I had this little pickup to drive around in.
To get in. You had to fold yourself up to get in.
Yeah.
But that was the same way. We had all our stuff in the back of the pickup then. It was not so cool.
I think we do need a pickup.
Huh?
I think we do need a pickup in the force. And I think, if they have to really push snow or something to get to some place, that they have to for an emergency.
We do have maintainers if it's that big of a snowbank.
Or a truck, or a truck, yeah.
If it, and we've had to do it, if it's bad, and like we have to go out with the ambulance or something, we'll call the county to go out
Well, I
first.
hope so.
Or the truck.
Yeah, we can't get there, and they've had state, I know Chris Hook has had to take go all the way to Grand Forks with the ambulance following him.
Mm.
I think they met him just south of Grand Forks finally switched off, but yeah, snowplows will always help us out.
I suppose we're in the Grand Forks district anyway, I think.
Yeah, we are.
I think we decided that we're not gonna make any decisions on this until we become a full.
Well, that's what you guys stated
Yeah.
last year, last meeting. You decided you were gonna wait until we had everybody here to make a call. And I wasn't in on this discussion, of course. But, getting to have a lot of miles on it, I guess. So do you guys wanna wait, or what do you
Well,
want?
if that's what we decided, we just.
Yeah.
Okay,
do it.
We meet next week again, so,
we do?
next, 2 weeks, 2
weeks,
weeks.
the 17th.
17th.
How much
Yeah,
more does
yeah.
getting the vehicle fitted out?
So-
7,000 or something?
No, so, actually the camera system was already ordered too. That's $8,070. And then it was another 12,000 to, estimated to, I think it was like 1231. I was under the allotted 50,000, but it's 12 grand to set up all the equipment and to have them do all the labor in there and everything.
Jesus, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's like to install the radios and computers.
Radios, lights, cages,
Cages.
computers, camera systems, everything to be set up. And then on that one, they don't have a spotlight. We're gonna put one in. They're nice to have. I wish I had one on my pickup.
So another 21,000.
What do you think we would do with the vehicle? Are you thinking we put it out on bids, or?
I can see what Christians
Well,
will take for it.
I
don't think it's gonna be a
I don't
lot.
really think we should collect them. That's just my opinion.
You mean,
Vehicles.
oh yeah, we're gonna get rid of it. But I mean, do you wanna put it out on bids, or do you want to trade it in, or? I suppose we can, like you say, we find out what they'll give us for it.
That's pretty-
Find out how much the trade-in is.
Yeah.
and if you-
That engine's only got 40,000 miles on it or something, doesn't it? 30?
I don't remember what
What
it was
year was
replaced when Terry was still alive. So
I thought it was under 100 that had on it when it.
Oh, was that long ago?
What
Oh,
year,
is
yeah,
it-
it was under 100.
what year is it?
2003?
6.
6?
Yeah, it's probably worth $5,000, maybe.
So when I up in Nelson County, we had the opportunity to trade a squad car off. It was a Impala, and I kind of put my foot in my mouth over this deal because the trade allowance was like $4,000 and it had 86,000 miles on it, and we put it up for bids with the minimum bid of $4,000 and didn't get a bid on it, and I ended up selling it for $3,000, so it kind of bit the county in the butt.
What'd you do with it after you bought it then?
Rev on it? I didn't buy it. But
Well, we're not, it looks like we're gonna wait for about 2 weeks anyway. Can you ask them that, Wes? Find out. I don't know
We haven't had a county sale for a while, so I know that there is a few other things that we could sell if it doesn't come back or whatever. Is that something that you can put on a county sale?
Absolutely. But, I mean, if we're not gonna get,
I mentioned to the road department if they'd like it, and get rid of one of their other jalopies. And they didn't sound like they were too crazy about it either, because they can at least work on the old ones that they've got.
well, and they've got pickups that hardly ever get.
Oh, that's right.
There's quite a few.
In a
of them.
pinch. So they're trying
So-
to keep those things running.
Let's do that just for information purposes, and then we'll talk about it again. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, thanks.
Yep.
Okay, Lindsay's not here. Beer and liquor license for the Sutton Pub.
It changed from what got sent last night. She came in and we talked, and she wants a
year.
year worth,
Perfect.
not 6
6
months. So we did
Lindsay.
receive the $300 for their liquor license, $200 for the liquor, and $100 for the beer.
Okay,
I'd make a motion to approve the beer license and liquor license for the Sutton Pub.
That's me. I
what,
was gonna say at 2:30 I get my shot.
3:30?
3:30, yeah.
Oh, you gotta go?
No, I get it right now. You're not.
Oh,
But then we lost the deals.
I see.
Yeah.
It's been moved by Dale to approve the beer and liquor license for the Sutton Pub. Is there a second to the motion?
I'll second it.
Seconded by Mark. Is there any discussion? Any discussion? Any further discussion? Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Lindsay, how are you? Just perfect timing.
What's that?
Perfect timing. You
Oh,
didn't
yes.
have to listen to the rest of the board.
Well, I was in the hallway for a while. So
Oh, you were?
I just
Oh, okay.
didn't want to interrupt. So
It's a public meeting.
I understand. So
So Lindsay is here today because, of course, there's a new farm bill since, the first one since 2014. So she is been directed to have county grower meetings for informational purposes. And typically, they're kind of done in conjunction with the extension, and we don't have an agent right now.
Yeah.
Nelson County doesn't have an agent.
Yeah,
Half
lots
the
of
rest
them
of the
don't.
counties don't have agents. Anyway, she wanted to visit a little bit about that. Yeah, so there you go.
Big
Okay.
Trail
Sure do.
Town was out.
Are they?
Yeah, I
They-
think I just read that.
yeah, I think they have one until the end of this month. So he was trying to get his meetings done before she left.
Okay.
So, I guess I was just hoping that we'd be able to get someone for it. I am wanting to have a meeting on January 15th. In the 2014 Farm Bill, we had Andy Swenson come, and he was able to provide guidance on the NDSU tool and give advice on what he would do. Did I take your spot? I'm sorry.
No, I
Um,
moved for you.
So he was able to give advice to producers on what they should do in decision making on the different programs for Arc County, Arc Individual, and PLC. And so that was really nice to have him there. And then we also, when producers have questions, we're not able to actually give them advice on what they should do. So we've always recommended that they go to their county extension, because the county extension can run those calculators on their individual farms. And so I guess I just wanted.
Calculator is a NDSU
Yeah,
product.
the
That's a tool.
NDSU calculator, they created this calculator so that you can plug in your base acres, your yield, and see if you want to go in which program and what would be best for you on your farm. there are some farms that would be better to be on the individual level, for example, and so then the extension agent would take your yields and plug them in, and then you can compare that to what kind of payment you potentially would get from ARC County or PLC, and then make that determination for your farm. So I will give the presentation on January 15th, hopefully, and then let them know where they can go to find the tools. I can also bring up the tool and show them how it works. I just can't offer them any advice, any of our
Right.
producers' advice.
I don't farm, so I don't know much. So I kind of called around to some of my customers. And it sounds like those guys, they use that NDSU tool online, but they do it with their insurance agent and make that decision.
Okay.
Not the one, at least nobody I talked to went to the county agent for that kind of information. So I don't know.
But they're using the equipment from from an extension.
They're using NDSU's
Yeah.
program.
Yeah.
And that's on the league.
Yeah,
Right, but they're not necessarily
contacting an agent. Yeah.
to make the decision because their insurance agent knows their operation better than their extension agent.
Usually better than we
So,
do.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
so I don't know.
Well, I mean,
It don't matter to me if we have somebody from NDSU come to the meeting, but
from my perspective, if the entity that is most understanding of the program hesitates to give advice, why would an entity like that's completely excluded from it, the county commission, step into that role? I think that would be, given the correct information, then it would be the grower's decision on where to go to figure out what is best for them individually.
Mm-hmm.
I believe. I don't see how the county commission could put forward somebody as an expert when we don't have the expertise to determine who the expert is, and your own entity doesn't want to do that. Doesn't want to give advice. You just want to explain the program and leave it up to the grower. That's exactly what should happen.
Mm-hmm. And I just think it's another tool for our producers, and even just in this last 6 months or so of not having an extension agent, we've had obviously terrible weather, and so we have a county emergency board, and the extension agent is part of that emergency board, and so we travel out and we do board minutes and send this up for secretarial declaration, for example. And so I worked heavily with my Steele County agent to be able to get the information I needed and her technical knowledge on the effects on crops in order to get declared. And because Griggs and Steele were both affected similarly this year, it was very helpful, and I was able to utilize and help me in Griggs County so that I could submit for that. So and I know that I've been asked a few times benefits of having an NDSU extension full-time, or I know you guys have discussed part-time, but these are just some of the things that our producers utilize. So I just wanted to bring that up to them. Because of that declaration, it helps us kick in certain programs. This year we have another program that we're able to help because of that snowstorm, and because of that declaration is that WIP Plus maybe you've heard about. And so those are some of the things that is
and I have had some of my customers have talked about it, but the details must not be known yet, or
we're still working on.
Okay.
Yep. So
because
very
these
soon.
guys are all kind of waiting to see what's going to happen.
Yeah, so I'm planning on, when I have that meeting on the 15th, I'm going to be discussing the ARC PLC program. I'm also going to be discussing WIP Plus, because we need to have it completely closed out with crop insurance, with indemnities paid and everything before it'll come over on our WIPR. And so then we use that information to give an additional payment. So if a producer is at 70% coverage, we cover up to 87.5% coverage, so that's why we needed it to be that far along.
So if the crop's in the field, they're out of luck.
Those ones we have to wait for, so they have to be completely closed out. So the corn that's out there, we can't do anything with that crop, but if the other crops they wanted to apply and it's closed out with crop insurance, we can pay them on those until their corn is ready.
But there's a few beans out there, and it doesn't sound like they're gonna do anything with those until they can combine them.
Yeah.
So they're gonna be
So
waiting
then
too.
as soon as, but yeah, so then they would talk to their insurance, and depending on how it's handled with insurance, we'll wait for that to be closed out. So same thing there,
In June.
June. So we're also working on 18 right now too. So if a producer had 18 losses, we would be working with them as well, so.
We have reached out to Nelson County to share a county agent, so we'll see how that goes. But everybody, like John is saying, and we're not the only ones looking for a county agent. They're all looking.
There's 20-some county agents open
Oh, wow.
in the state, and there has been for years.
What are you guys looking for? Are you guys just looking for a part-time,
We would like to.
Yeah,
not a full-time anymore?
I don't think so.
I don't think there's a need for a full-time agent now. I mean, we have a fraction of the producers we had 50 years ago.
Okay.
And a lot of them have crop consultants. They don't use a county agent for that kind of service anymore. It just seems like we're holding on to something that doesn't exist anymore if we think we need a full-time county agent. What it feels like to me is the county, the whole extension service is like any other bureaucracy. They don't want to get smaller. So they're finding other stuff to do. And whether or not that's a good use of taxpayer money, that's debatable.
And it started as a result of the state cutting back on extension. They cut them back by 15%. Instead of extension accepting the cut and reducing the size of their bureaucracy, they decided, no, we're not gonna listen to that. We're gonna reach out to the counties and additional funding sources and try to keep the bureaucracy the same size. Well, you know what happened, they didn't get all the funding when they reached out. So it's further starved off the whole, and it's just imploding in on itself. Now, to be truthful, other than a parent here and there in the 4-H program, you're the first person that's come before us and said that there was a need for a county agent
Yeah,
on the crop side of it.
right.
And so there very well might be a limited need, but when we're dealing with public funds, the public funds pretty much have to serve the majority rather than the minority, because we have limited public funds, of course. So if we're not getting a maximum use out of those funds, if we're just serving a few people, then those funds can be taken somewhere else and better serve the majority. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think that your programs are necessarily completely dependent on having a county agent do the work for them in order to substantiate those programs. So it's not going to affect. It may make your job harder, or it might make you reach out to a different source, but it won't cut off the work that you do. Correct?
No, I won't cut off my work.
Okay.
But, I mean, we do have, they have that county emergency board in place, and so I can't just reach out to anyone for that third person, so then it just is the NRCSDC and myself making disaster declarations, for example.
Right, yeah.
So that is one part that is,
But we could get a part-time,
if we have a part-time,
we
at
would help
least.
fill that in.
I just didn't know how that would work if they're part-time, how will they know the Griggs County, or will they live in Griggs County, or will they, be around here? Are they gonna be traveling from way
Yeah.
south?
I don't know
like
if we've
before?
had one live in Griggs County in a long time.
Or in
since John.
right, but I
Yeah.
mean, close by at least.
Yeah,
I know the
yeah.
last one was south.
On the edge. Yeah.
Well, the part-time person that we had was south of Barnes County, wasn't it, that helped with 4-H
I
last?
can't remember where
I
she
thought
lived.
she lived in Cass.
Judging.
Or maybe Cass.
I judging from the way that the whole the whole extension program is going, I don't think we'll have anything. I think what'll eventually happen is NDSU will give in and let us hire someone locally to be trained as a 4-H advisor. That's the only holdup. They won't let us have someone run the 4-H program unless they go through the training at NDSU, and they're trying to hang on to their bureaucracy, so they won't let them do it.
See,
But that's what
my
eventually
thinking
will
is,
happen.
it's a very tiny county.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you took Stutzman County, they have, I don't know how many agents they have, but anyway, from a real estate standpoint, they're bigger than Griggs and Steele put together. So from my thinking, that there should be multi-county agency offices. And the extension is through their little rules, kind of keeping that from happening.
Absolutely.
You can't, if you combine the Nelson and Griggs extension office, you can't have 2 achievement days. You could only have 1.
Yeah.
So then you kind of get people
Yeah.
wound up.
No,
You know,
they're
it's
just
kind of
so-
like closing a school.
They're just throwing
So
roadblocks in
it
there.
just, they throw up roadblocks until it doesn't happen.
See, that's really I think, other than Nelson, the better fit, I think, would have been with Steele and Griggs. But like you say, 2 achievement days.
Oh, I agree, Mark, but we went and met with
Yes.
their county commissioner.
Yeah, and they're not ready for that.
What did he say? One of the commissioners said, well, nobody's calling me, so I guess they don't care if we're not doing it as efficient as we can or something.
Yeah.
Someone, oh, wow, really?
It was basically, no one's complaining about the budget, so why would we do anything to fix it?
Right.
Well,
Meanwhile,
and, I mean,
you
in
live
that
in Steele
respect
County,
here-
you know how much your taxes have gone up in the last 3 years.
Well, they went up just because yeah. But yeah, we moved out to the farm, and that we're not, most of our we're not getting most of our money from farming or ranching, so it's
You're not
a
exempt.
little bit. we're
No,
not
I know, I'm in the
exempt,
same
right.
situation.
So our taxes, with the new tax.
But
it
I
didn't
mean,
really
even
go
that
up.
1/4 of land that we have by your house there, it's
Mm-hmm.
gone up like 11 or 12% in the last 2 years.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
I mean, to the point where their real estate taxes, if they stay on this course, will double every 7 years. It's,
Right, and that's all a direct result of governance. That's
lack
what-
of governance.
Well, yeah, okay, well, you assume that all governance is good governance.
Anyway,
Which
whatever.
is not what
But-
the case.
On a side note, I did talk to Bruce Ellertson stopped me yesterday and asked what you guys wanted to do with him for this position.
I talked to him for a long time on the phone today.
I mean, I presume that the way the extension has thrown roadblocks in there and trying to maintain the status quo, I expect the whole thing to implode because of other actions. They're trying to spread it too thin. They're not allowing for any reasonable change, and because of that, it will just fall. It'll go away. For the most part, I believe.
Unless they allow the changes.
Yeah. Yep. But that can't happen because once they allow this, they lose the control, and that's.
But
happened.
the resources at NDSU are so readily available to us.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right here.
Outside the realm of the county agent, because their website,
Yep.
and if I have a range question, I call the range specialist in Carrington, you know, kind of, because county,
We had a lot of questions on rental rates and things like that, but also on weed complaints, and so who do we who do we
she's the
have?
weed officer.
So we haven't talked to you if we have weed complaints, okay.
Hasn't got a concealed carry permit yet.
And so-
Because
Do we have a weed board
The commission's a week.
commissioner, and then,
Because in the past, the county agents really didn't have not wanted to do that job.
No, she was just the secretary of the weed board, correct? At one time.
Me?
No, the
Or-
county agent was.
You guys made her the weed officer
There we
when NDSU
Right, she took
Yeah.
that job for a
When-
period
when
of
they were-
time
they were all
before,
digging for money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
before she resigned.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things, you don't have it for quite a while, and all of a sudden you realize you didn't really miss it.
What are we gonna do this next year for fair? Are they gonna give us a gal like they did last year again,
Hope so.
or? I do too.
Yeah, she was really good.
Yeah,
I've heard that, I don't think I even met her, did I?
I know.
I did.
we didn't.
just crossing.
I
But,
mean, if we could hire, but again, they required that they be an NDSU
Yeah.
trained, and
Yeah.
they wouldn't let us send someone on there to train.
yeah,
But they gave into the pressure anyway, because they were gonna be the ones on the receiving end of it if we couldn't have a fair. So,
yeah.
So what would you guys like me to do for the meeting this month? Do you just go without an agent and?
Yeah, we don't have one.
yeah. And to be truthful, if we had an agent, we can't instruct them what to do. They're handled through NDSU.
But they would.
They'd go there if you told them.
Oh, I have never had problems with
Yeah.
NDSU saying that they
But-
will come. But since we don't have presence here, that's why
But, I mean,
presence in Griggs County, that's why I don't have anyone for this meeting. So
but couldn't you reach out to NDSU?
I have, and that's why I'm here.
Oh, and they said no?
Well,
Shame on them.
Oh, they did, they said it had to come through us.
well, we don't have NDSU, or we don't have presence here, and so I'm trying to get someone here, or have you guys worked to be able to get someone that would say yes to us?
So they just reinforced my argument.
What's that?
So you're asking-
Reinforced my argument. They're pressure, they're using a pressure to try to keep their whole bureaucracy together. If they wouldn't allow you to request them to send someone there, because we didn't have someone here.
That seems very strange.
I think a question,
But the question is then,
strange to me.
they sent you here,
They didn't send me here.
No.
but you called them and they said they wouldn't come on your request, at your request,
Right, yeah.
but they will if we request.
Well, I'm hoping that with your guys' support that we would be able to, and the reason you look at Griggs County not paying for the extension, so paying for those services, and so they're trying to make sure that their counties are, I don't exactly know how that all works, but I'm just saying for Griggs County, we're not paying for an extension service, so we should pay to get those services. So if we would have a way to pay to get those services, we could do that.
I don't think we even have an entity to pay them to, because we don't have
Oh,
an
wait a
agent.
minute, that's not the way extension works.
Yeah,
They provide they're funded by the state, they provide half the services, we pay for the wages for the agent. The services come as a benefit from NDSU being there and be funded by the state.
That's
They're
a
trying to
land-
reverse this.
That's a land grant university.
If they're trying to
They can't-
reverse this now and charge the Griggs County for the services they provide, that's exactly opposite of how it was all set up.
is that what you were told? Anyway?
Well, that's how it's always
Yes.
been, we just paid for half the salary of the agent.
Does this third person have to be from an
No.
extension in your,
They haven't, I mean, we have to be careful with who we have for that speaker. So,
but I mean for a vote on your committee for a disaster?
oh, yes, yep, it has to be.
It has to be from extension.
Extension, yep, the three on the county emergency board are the FSA CED, the NRCS DC, and the NDSU extension agent. So those are the three that make that, and so this past fall.
So that must be just a North Dakota statute?
I thought it would be nationally.
Hmm.
I would think it'd be nationally. That's how it's always been set up in
Is there
our
extension in
DIS.
every county in the United States?
You're asking questions that I have never researched, so I am not sure.
Okay.
I think there's a land grant university at every state, I think, so maybe.
I don't know. No idea.
So,
No, I mean, I have no clue.
Because I was just wondering if there's other options for us to use to fill that third position for your disaster.
I don't know, I
Apparently
I
not.
could- I could, I mean,
Yeah.
this past
I mean, this past year, it was just the DC and me. So, but I used knowledge that I received from NDSU Extension from
Yeah.
Steele County to
Yeah.
help us in Griggs. So,
Well,
Okay.
but so, okay, so
Right.
for
So let me get this clear. So just a simple, if we were to make a resolution and call NDSU and tell them that we want a representative there, will that do it? Or did they take it one step farther and say, we're not sending a representative until Griggs County agrees to a full-time agent?
I'm not sure. I stayed out of that part.
Okay.
I'm just asking for
Good
that
idea.
request to make
Yep.
so that we can have someone. And if we don't, that's okay. I can handle it. I'm providing it in Steele County.
Yep.
Let's send a
So-
request, see what
Yeah, there
happens.
we go. Let's make a formal request of NDSU to send a representative to assist in her program.
Okay.
And the disaster program.
on the 15th of January,
Yes.
in the afternoon or morning?
Afternoon. I haven't
Well-
made all my set plans, but
Okay.
I want 1 o'clock on.
So,
So we'll need your contact information. We'll send your contact information in the request.
I don't think I have your email on the Griggs County Courthouse website. So maybe I can email you.
Absolutely.
Sam will be taking care of it anyway.
All right, well,
That's
thank
the
you.
job of the weed office.
we don't have business cards, but
Okay,
I
that's
can,
fine.
I can get it to
Okay,
you.
well, thank you all for listening.
thank you, Lindsay.
You cleared a lot of stuff up for us. That was helpful.
Or, made it more gray.
No, it just
No, that's interesting.
reinforces what
Yeah,
the whole
yeah.
philosophy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Air push.
That's a stinker move if they're trying to do that.
Oh,
But it's a little ridiculous making that move when they have 20 positions to fill throughout
Open.
the state.
Doesn't matter. They're trying to pressure the state to refund the thing. They want more funding. And they think that's why right now they're running around doing these surveys. Right now they're doing these surveys for, is an extension needed in your county? And they're doing 4 or 5 counties here. They're gonna handpick it, take those results and use that to, people say, yes, we need extension. They're gonna use that to pressure their.
I never saw no
legislators.
survey.
I didn't either.
No, that's what Sean said,
Yeah.
remember they were gonna get the committees together.
Oh, that's right,
We had it in our
forming a
package.
committee. Yep, yeah.
So we need
I must forget stuff when I get mad.
Yeah.
So we need Ben to instruct Samantha to get a hold of NDSU and tell NDSU that we would request help.
A
Representation.
representative to help explain the new farm bill in conjunction
With
with
the
the
FSA.
Griggs County FSA on January 15th.
And then Lindsay's contact, is it Lindsay?
Lindsay Bauer.
Lindsay's contact number and verification that they got a hold of her.
Okay.
Can you handle that?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay.
Well,
Is that a motion?
That's a motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Second. There's a motion by John, seconded by Mark to have Samantha contact NDSU and request a representative to assist in a grower meeting for the purpose of discussing the new farm bill. Is there any discussion? Any discussion? Any further discussion? Seeing none, we'll proceed to vote. All in favor, say aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
That's a little ridiculous that they made her wasting a half an hour of her
Yeah.
time when they send out, is it Freen Olson? When he was at every one of those,
Yeah.
and they gave reference to call Freen and he would work you through that last time they did the farm bill.
But isn't she also,
Because it has nothing to do with that. It has to do with trying to pressure.
No, I know that, but it's ridiculous that she had.
Oh, it
that They
is.
required her to do that.
It's funny how a person's mind can change, though. I was dead set against it till I learned the motivation behind it and I was for it.
I did pick up on that.
but didn't she need assistance in the disaster part of this thing too?
She got it.
They
They're making
offered
it happen.
assistance, but it was, she said it wasn't mandatory.
Yeah.
But we're gonna get a response now. We're going to now be able to determine whether or not they were genuine in their
Yeah.
interaction with the FSA.
Social Service Zone Board appointment. How does this work?
If you don't know, we don't.
Right.
Is this this is the one you and Sean are on?
When
Okay.
Sean and I were representing the combined
Yep,
Griggs Nelson Social Services,
yep,
it wasn't a zone yet.
right.
Now the zone has been formed and it's in place. So now the appointment needs to be made to the zone board. So I appoint Sean and I to the zone board.
There we go.
Perfect.
I don't think that requires motion.
No.
New courthouse, old courthouse. None?
I got nothing.
I just walked by a panel out here in the hall that said the battery is low for the automatic watchman system.
Yep, I have Travis getting us new batteries.
Our chandelier.
Yes. It's in the process. It's
Okay.
at the museum,
Okay.
and they're cleaning it and refurbishing it and trying to get it back into shape again. It's light. It's not heavy porcelain like we thought it was around the edge. It was tin.
Yeah.
So it's not we'll be able to hang it anywhere we want. And we won't have to build a structure or anything.
Okay.
I think it's a 50-pound deal or maybe 75.
Okay.
So, but it's at the museum now, and they're going to work on cleaning it and all that
So
stuff.
we just need to get a standoff coming down
Off one of the.
from down to
Yeah.
flush with so we can hook onto it and then going up to clamping something on the ceiling.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. It's not like the rafter's going to bust on account
Right,
of this
okay,
thing.
so yeah, we can just get a cable coming down.
Yep.
With an eye bolt through there and bolt it so it can't, move it, okay.
I mean, if we should be able to go across 3 or 4 rafters.
You
and
only need
spread.
one. You won't need a big deal. It's not that heavy.
We don't want it to fall down, Mark.
Yeah. Over repair, over.
We're only building one. I'd rather over-engineer it than
Yeah.
under-engineer it. Future business.
Yeah. I don't exactly know the process, maybe Jamie does. I would like to investigate subcontracting some of the road department out. We, up in the northwestern part of the county now, we have 2 townships that have hired independent contractor to do the work. And within those 2 townships lie a good portion of the Griggs County road system up there. And it seems like, so now we're paying our blade to go out on our roads and their blade to go out on our roads and turn onto the other roads. It seems like it could be a savings if we could contract all that to one.
I'll do that, make some phone calls. I don't think it's that big a deal.
I think you just put it out for proposals.
Yeah.
And,
that would be.
and we have the same situation in the
Southeast.
southwest corner of the county.
The private contractor roars up and down the county roads.
Right. So if they're already doing the township roads or vice versa, we're doubling up here. And we don't want to have to do it. We want to see what it would cost to do it so that we can make make a decision.
It might turn out to be
Yeah, if it turns out to be not cost efficient, or then of course it shouldn't be done. But if it turns out there's some merit to it, then it should be further
we should
investigated.
find out.
I'll do some research and figure out what needs to be done.
Has anybody been paying attention if the generator starts and runs and it's full of fuel anymore?
I guess I haven't seen it, or I haven't been paying attention. I mean, it
Alarm
happens
hasn't
every,
gone off that I know of, but I could ask Jennifer and find out. She would know.
I think it happens every 2 weeks on a Tuesday in the morning. And I think we've probably just gotten so used to it that it,
I think
9
it's
o'clock in the
9 or 10
morning.
o'clock on Tuesday mornings, 11 o'clock Tuesday mornings.
yeah.
But you should be able to look at that, the control panel in the back room here should tell you if it's failed.
Yeah. Yeah, there's an alarm that goes off if it fails.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's plenty audible throughout the sheriff's office.
Is it? Okay.
How about the emergency management? We're on 1-year contracts with them, aren't we? Or how many years does that go on?
Derek contacted you and I haven't got anything back from him. So he was supposed to be on the agenda like
Yeah, I thought he was coming someday.
2 months ago or something, and I hadn't received anything from him or any
I
email or
would
anything.
assume they should be working with
They were working on that disaster
disaster.
With Wayne.
stuff, so
Because on our township agreement for anything from anybody, so.
My recommendation yet is if we can find someone local that can do it, I think that would be best. Just in any response to any kind of situation we have, of course, having someone local would be best.
I know there is somebody local that's working with
But there,
Derek.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Amber's, Lisa.
Lisa Rosenthal, Amber's wife, is working for Derek on a contract basis. She goes to emergencies like the
Andrew who?
Amber McCavis' wife, Lisa.
Oh,
She's been working for Derek on a contract basis, going to the emergencies. She's gone to some training
Okay.
events and that kind of
she's
thing.
retired, right?
Yeah,
So,
and I think she's actually been working a little bit, covering some shifts over in Steele County and in Griggs County in the sheriff's department when they've been short.
I see.
It's actually kind of fun to have those two around because they have vast experience in a lot of different areas. It's pretty lucky.
I haven't met her yet, but I don't know Amberly that well, but she sort of seems like a heck of a nice lady.
I think Griggs County's super lucky to have those two around here.
Yeah.
I don't disagree.
They're fun to work with and professional, and they know their stuff.
But I know that she worked very hard with this whole disaster stuff too, and she's been.
Yeah, she was the one that Derek didn't come up here at all. I think she was when I went
Oh.
went out with Wayne and took pictures and.
Okay.
Most, do we need to
Maybe she wants to be,
explore that?
maybe she wants a part-time job that can,
Well, I think the only problem with offering her the job is that she doesn't want to burn any bridges with Derek. So,
Well, maybe it's a point that Eric will say, if she can do the job better than I can, and she's doing it already. Maybe we have to tactfully talk to
Derek.
Derek.
So the one other issue on future business. We need to make a formal request, we don't seem to be getting a tax director filled. We need to make a formal request to the tax department, so that we know exactly what the duties are of the tax director as they deal with the state. What forms are needed? No, what forms are mandated by statute? We need to be able to know what needs to be turned into the state and on what time schedule, so that we can somehow make an attempt to either contract all the services, those services that are needed, or to hire someone to fill them. But there's a whole bunch of things that the state has just kind of pushed over onto the tax director that I can't find anywhere in the statutes that are actually the responsibility of the tax director. Can you make that request for us, Jamie?
Yeah, I can do that. I can write them a letter.
Yeah, and emphasize when we get, here's a duty, I want the statute behind it. I want the reference behind it, because there's a whole bunch of stuff that they tell us we have to do that you don't find it anywhere. And then I think we should go forward, and I think we should try to contract with one individual, put it out in bids with an individual, here's what needs to be done, when. And the forms can get sent in, and because it says that we have to have a tax director, but it says, also says that the hours of the tax director are at the discretion of the county commission. So if we just fill the bare minimums, I think we're in compliance. And if we can't fill those minimums, I think it falls upon the state to step in and take care of that. We don't have the ability to go conscribe somebody to do this. We can't go on the street and say, okay, you're the tax director. So we need to get this straight before this gets out of hand again.
Too long.
Because it will. So let's put that on the meeting, on the agenda for next meeting too.
Okay. Anything else? Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Moved by Dale, seconded by Mark to adjourn. Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye. I carried it.
Opposed, same sign.
Aye. No, not opposed, no.
Motion carries, meeting adjourned at 4 p.m. Next regular meeting will be January 17th at 2:30 p.m. in this room.